It's very strange for me to just go, well, I think I'll just turn the damn camera on as therapy and we'll see if anything comes of it, because I'm too sick to work. I'm too sick to do the carpentry and finish building a place in the back of my truck. I've been doing this forever. I wrote a whole portion of a book. I didn't get to try and sell that book because I had to do that instead, and then I got too sick to do it. Then the holidays came, then some financial shit fucked me up. Now I'm facing the shot as usual in real time because A, it changes, and B, I just never can get it just right. I'm kind of blocking those with that because it's just, but it's just like, what the fuck? And I just, I seem to learn one lesson, which is that I hate on me for being paralyzed. I'm paralyzed because I'm too ill. I wake up being poisoned by this thing bleeding out of my body. And when it does that, I have a horrible headache. I'm nauseous. I'm ready to throw up water. I have a headache like someone put an axe in my skull. And this is the good part where you're healing of this illness. The bad part was a horribly terrifying sensation of shit burrowing into your skin, born of your flesh. Fibers growing in and on your skin that make no sense. Crazy shit. People find what seem like crystals. I found some. Clear, small, quartz crystals growing in your skin. Because this thing has the ability to produce chitin and various other substances that are impervious to heat, and the FBI said that they found these fibers to be of organic origin and withstood 1,800 degrees of temperature, and they didn't know what it was. Well, it was chitin. So, I need to stop hating on me. I don't know why my whole life was a lesson from God where he said, I'm going to make you sick, there's nothing you can do about it, give up. Now I'm going, gee, that can't be God. Oh, it can be, because I've concluded that the God of the Bible, the God of religion, both Jewish and Christian, and New Age for that matter, but not really, it's a different thing, that the God of the Bible is a being who says, let me nail you to a cross, give up. It's a variation on my mom saying, by living your life, you're killing me, And so, but it's just, some part of me went, okay, well, if that's God, I'll lay a guilt trip on God, because he's a shitty parent. But I really know that secretly he's love, so he'll save me. No, he doesn't. And I did that from when I was 3. So when I got sick at 16, it's like, did I do that to me? Did God do that to me? I can't make more gallons. I cannot create the organism that did this. But I manifested it, but I manifested fucked up shit from the time I was 3. My earliest memories are of being assaulted by the beings of death that pretend to be God in this demonic illusion known as the God of the Bible. And yes, as a Jew, I had wonderful experiences of Jewish spirituality from amazing Jews. And yes, as a believer in Christ, I had both an amazingly beautiful experience of Christ at least once and met a lot of nice people who know Jesus, for lack of a better word. But my version of God as manifested from before I showed up on this planet, as a result of struggling with religious pathology because I wanted to be liberated from the planet, thought I was and got dragged back here, is that God is a bunch of entities of death, crushing, asphyxiating, terrorizing, and abandoning me to a feeling of despair that makes me want to die. And it's something that's coming at me through the universal mind and through my parents and through the Catholic neighbors that got me fucked with in some way that may have wound me molested by a priest, or maybe it was just the other kids and they were beating each other up and calling the younger brother a fag while raping him, and I was protecting him. And I came home and my dad didn't listen and no one would save me. And then I got older and my shrink said, John, you're just looking for reasons to need saving. No, you don't know how this works. Why am I smarter than everyone? Did God show me this? Some of it he did. You see, you manifest this shit based on your subconscious issues. Your subconscious issues you bring with you to this life from wherever you were at before this life, however you see that. And then you just fuck shit up. The New Agers go, well, you create your own reality, and you can create one where you're rich, and you could be a bigger dick all these years later, which is what happened. My friend Mark said in the 80s that the New Age was going to become very conservative. Yeah, because these people created their own reality, and the reality that they created was a reality where they're richer, they're God, what's your problem? And I yell stuff like, there but for the grace of God goes you. My face will heal, your soul won't heal. This is a town where people, and I've confirmed this repeatedly, where they march up and fuck with you because they see you're upset and they're like, well, what's up with that guy? Hey, let's get rid of that guy. Here, let me go investigate. I'll stare at him. I'll walk right into the truck. I'll point bright lights at him. When I pull up and I see a guy doing a YouTube spot, I'll do that and go see what the fuck his problem is instead of leave him alone. You know? And so it's just like, I'm kind of over it, but even though everything I reached out towards that I thought was Jesus turned out to be the devil, I had one good experience of Christ, and I know what the teachings of Jesus are, and the teachings of Jesus are that even if you think you have a reason to hate people, you really don't. You may have a good reason to hate people, but you gotta forgive them anyways. Return love for hatred. I get that. But all I'm saying is, I'm in the pit of hell, I'm drowning, they're trying to get rid of me, and I'm trying to escape, and faster than I can escape, they're fucking with me, and they know it. And all I'm saying is, gee, man, you got a lot of energy to stand there and stare and listen to me? Get a life. Get something to do other than fuck with me. Have you heard of TV? How about masturbation? I hear there's porn on the web. Why not take in a game? Got a significant other? Got any kids? Do you possess a cell phone? Do you have toes? Have you ever eaten an orange? Try anal sex. I hear it's great. I didn't get a chance to try it. I'm saying shit to God like, gee, God, you're evil. You're a bunch of devils holding hands in the sky. You're a demonic stronghold to rape me. And meanwhile, you told me I was a sinner and that it's evil to live your life. A sinner would be in a promotion. Can I be a sinner, please? Can I get the chance to sin? Like I say, I've never tried anal sex. Most everything. I've heard of a 69. I've never tried it. I considered having a threesome. I never did. That's not the point. I wanted to learn to skydive. I wanted to see Peru. I wanted to see both a coral reef and a glacier before they all disappear. So, what did we learn here? What we learned is that people are reactionary, pernicious, insidious, toxic children. Our culture of infinite comfort and the pursuit of infinite self-indulgence thinks it's about love, but it's about egotistical bullshit. And what these people are saying is, it feels great for me, what's your problem? The fruit of the sexual revolution was that people seek their own pleasure and think that it's love. They seek comfort, profit, attention, and the only time I get anything other than is when there's some sexy time people going, like, in addition to all the people hating on me in the truck, there's the lady running into the truck almost. She's jogging, she's showing her ass, and then she's smiling like, and I'm like, it's not funny. And then there's the lady talking real loud on a cell phone, and I say, can't you go to LA? Do I have to be inside your skull? And then she smiles like she wants some attention, and then laughs in my face because she thinks it's funny when I have a meltdown. And on the phone, what she's saying is she's booking a trip to LA. So. And whereas George Carlin seemed, in my not-so-humble opinion, to kind of indulge his inner hateful son of a bitch towards the end of his life with jokes like, gee, we need a bunch of people to kill themselves here in America. Americans will do anything for a fucking t-shirt. If you just give these people a t-shirt that says, I killed myself and all I got was this lousy t-shirt, they'll probably do it. And all I'm saying is, George Carlin's one of the greatest geniuses ever. He was an inspiration to me as a kid. I would not be the person I am without him being who he was. I love him and I'm watching him constantly, but at the end I'm going, gee, George, you really benefited from your atheism? I've now concluded that I'm trying on atheism as a spiritual path. Many of the people I respected the most were atheists. There were people that were able to minister to me better because they didn't believe this shit. Can you stop that? You know, so my friend Eric going, how may I be of service? Did he split eventually? Yeah, that's another story. But for many years, he got on the phone and said, I wish to be of service. Proceed with the yelling. Hey, that was kind of funny. So, it's just, I don't know what to do. I'm going to stop hating on these people. But why my whole life has to be a fuck you letter from God? Why my whole life has to be me being 7 and 12 and 14 and God saying, you're going to get sick and there's nothing you can do about it and you're going to get through it, but it's going to be hell. And don't expect anything. Here's how you get through the hell called your life, kid. Give up on all your hopes and dreams. Okay. Awesome. This thing was an evil lie, and that's why I lived like this, to make sure that I got the work done. Some previous past life part of me was a Buddhist and said, you're going to manifest an illness that will stop you from having a carnal life. And when it says in the Bible that God said to Paul about the thorn in the flesh, which is Morgellons, that Paul begged him 3 times to take it away, and God said, my strength is made perfect in weakness, my grace is sufficient for thee. That was the equivalent of me manifesting an illness that says, tough shit, you don't get to live your life, because God forbid you should become as evil as these people. Seems like there would have been a better way to get it done. Seems like maybe if I were to come back, which God forbid I should ever come back, but if I ever came back, I'd do it different. Instead, I'm just going to stick around and do it different now. The other night, I got so suicidal that I said, fuck you, God, you're a bully. I won't kill myself because you're a thug. You'll send me to hell for killing myself since you sent me to hell for being born. I quit the business. Like, I quit writing and comedy. I've never made any money yet, and I quit. Oh, wait, I need a job. I'll make it long enough. I'll make money long enough to hide. When I was a kid, crazy Jews said crazy shit to me. And what a lot of the materialistic assholes, like Noel Lustig, my shrink, said was, you know, John, there's 2 kinds of people in this world. Killers and losers is what Trump thinks. My best clients are in the mob. They say to their kids, I love you, but if you smoke pot, I'm doing this very poorly. If you smoke pot, I'll put a bullet in your head. Not a Chicago accent. Anyways, and the alternative to that, Noel told me that I was weak and new agey and hypersensitive and kind of gay and needed to toughen up and learn to get laid and make money. Be a sociopath and I'll be happy. He laughed about it, cackled about it. Adam's parents, Adele, said, you know, John, when I was a young girl, my mom used to give me mad money when you go on a date. And if you don't like the boy, you could take a cab home. That's what money is for, is to get the fuck away from people. But because I did not want to endorse a materialistic reality where everyone was a sociopath, and Noel was the bad version of it, and Adele and Lou were the good version of it, and Lou pulled up one day in his Jag that he bought for my mom and refurbished with the American engine, and he asked me how I was, and he said to me, you know what, John? I said, I don't want to act like I'm better than other people. He said, you are. And he went, you're smart, you're sensitive, you're awesome. Own it. Know that you're awesome. He wasn't saying it in a bad way, like being a elitist pig, think that you're inherently better. You have great values, you're a great person, become something awesome. Well, that was the best version of the sociopaths are happy. Make money to avoid people. You know what God told me? Be poor. You'll just avoid people. Yeah, that's what the money's for. You don't need sex. I prefer a new age version of reality where I manifested this in a previous life, from a previous life where I had Buddhist pathology and now I have Jewish Christian pathology, but it's all religious pathology and it's all me trying to annihilate myself and transcend this layer of reality, and I have to embrace some shit and deal with some shit to do that, and then I can do that. This didn't work and I'll try again. I cannot kill myself, it doesn't matter why, and I cannot quit the business. I never was in the business. Duh, John, you know what the purpose of being rich and famous is? It's to never have to deal with anyone. It's to live at the fucking mansion. It's to go do a set in the middle of the night, and if you want to bring someone home, not. I've told George Carlin's story about how he befriended my friend Brian. Part of me thinks that was starfucker behavior, like you be my friend. Part of me thinks how awesome to be George Carlin and go, wow, Brian's cool. As long as he's not going to spill the beans that I'm famous, I'd like to be friends with Brian. Hey, Brian, let's hang out. I could do that. I never thought to do that. I'm like, oh, I must humiliate and kill myself, annihilate myself, go on a kamikaze mission. How about if I'm this miserable, I'll never get anything done, and for the greater good, mine and the rest of everyone, I need to stop being so miserable. Oh, we should end on that. We should have, come on now, John. I'm playing with the light now. We'll just... What did you just say? I don't know. You said you have to be less miserable in order to do some good. Oh, okay. Can you... No, I can call... Wrote a suicide t-shirt. It's based on a saying from John Lennon. Most of life is what you do while making other plans. Life is what you do while making other plans. I wrote an anti-suicide t-shirt. Let's do some good, have some fun, and get the hell out of here. The one doesn't work without the other. Push the button. No. Push the button. No. Come on! Okay.